citizens of the state. Thank you for watching the Daily Dose of Deception. So, for one of the most globally celebrated events in our history, what could the global elite be hiding from us, and how has the New World Order agenda progressed so far this year?
Lots of shouts from the crowd here. And that's the reward.
First of all, let's take a look into the royal family's history of inbreeding and monarchy traditions.
Revelation is that Kate and William's family trees contain some surprising details and connections. Kate's great-great-great-great-grandfather, John Harrison, it seems, labored in the grime of a coal mine owned by the family of William's great-great-great-great-grandmother, Frances Bowes Lyon. The Harrisons continued to work for the Bowes Lyons through the generations until Elizabeth, who would become queen, is born, and Dorothy Harrison moves away. Elizabeth has Prince Charles, while Dorothy marries into the Goldsmith family and has Carol, who marries a Middleton and has Kate, who will of course marry Prince Charles' son, William.
Kate and William are cousins, of course. This is not surprising considering that the Queen is also a relative of the Bush family and, also, the Clintons.
Today, Queen Elizabeth II is the head of state of the great nation of the Hebrew Covenant called Great Britain. Her genealogy chart, according to the College of Heralds in London, traces her blue bloodline back to Abraham, whom many modern scholars believe to be the Egyptian pharaoh, Amenemhet I. By connecting 22 dots, the true Hebrew and royal Egyptian identity of Queen Elizabeth II comes into focus. Number 1. What is the stone of Jacob, a Hebrew patriarch, doing beneath the Queen's throne chair? Number 2. Why was the Queen crowned at her coronation ceremony on top of a symbolic Egyptian step pyramid? Number 3. The monarch's crown has 12 stones at the base, each representing the 12 Hebrew tribes. The 12 stones of the 12 tribes were also worn on the breastplate of Hebrew high priests in Canaan. Number 4. The Union Jack represents the reunion of the United Kingdom of the 12 tribes of Jacob, or Jacob. The Union Jack is red, white, and blue, the same colors as the 3 crowns of Egypt.
The royal families of Europe, along with the hidden ruling powers of the West, are descendants of Hebrew Jews that escaped from Egypt and the Middle East a couple of thousand years ago. Today, the British Empire is the biggest empire the world has ever seen. So many traditions are based on ancient Egypt that it goes unnoticed by the general public.
Incest was practiced by ancient Egyptian royalty. Mothers married sons and brothers married sisters to keep the power and the money all in the family. Like their pharaonic ancestors, the British monarchy have a long history of incestuous inbreeding. The media has misled the public into believing that Queen Elizabeth II is a symbolic ceremonial figurehead with little or no real power, that she is a cold but harmless old relic who passes her time sipping tea at the palace. Nothing could be further from the truth. As British monarch, Queen Elizabeth II is the wealthiest, most powerful person on earth. She embodies the crown and supreme world power. Prime ministers in Commonwealth nations like Canada and Australia are also subservient representatives of the British king or queen. They are her spokesmen. The Governor-Generals of the Queen's Commonwealth nations represent and exercise the Queen's power on her behalf. What the general public doesn't realize is that their leaders are only representatives of the monarch and do not possess the power. They exercise the power. They do not reign, they rule. The monarch, on the other hand, reigns but does not rule, possesses the power but does not exercise it. Her powers include the power to choose the Prime Minister and to dismiss the Prime Minister through her Governor-General, the power to dismiss ministers and the government, the power to dissolve Parliament and call new elections.
Already this year, we have seen some major events, such as the crisis in Japan, which has seen an increase in UFO sightings around the world. indicating that those looking over us are concerned that we are still forced to rely on nuclear power, or perhaps they are just more government hoaxes. We have seen an uprising in the Middle East, which has also been a manipulation from the West, enabling us to exploit their troubles by invading and taking control of their economy. Of course, the Middle East is of great interest to the West, seeing as our major leaders are descendants from the Holy Land of Israel. We have also seen the Bavarian Illuminati House of Windsor spend millions of pounds, earned by the British slave, on a wedding party. There is also major speculation around Obama's birth certificate, which shows multiple signs of being forged. Meaning, if he is not of American origin, he cannot run for president.
Tonight, for the first time, I am releasing my official birth video. Now, I warn you, no one has seen this footage in 50 years. Not even me. But let's take a look. Oh well. Back to square one. I want to make clear to the Fox News table, that was a joke.
My friends, it is the 27th of April, 2011, and as the headline reads, the newest Obama birth certificate that's been released by the White House has been altered in literally dozens of ways, and it's been altered in ways that are so obvious that it makes the head spin. This had to have been done on purpose to accelerate this debate. The White House obviously wants to make everything about the birth certificate and was he really from Hawaii or Kenya, instead of his record of more wars, torture, bailing out banks, signing statements, and lobbyists. There's no way they are this stupid. If they are this hubris-filled and arrogant and crazy and have put out the document that we're about to show you, then we're in even more trouble.
Now, let me show you some of the layers. Here we have August 8th, 1961. If I toggle this layer, I believe it's this one. Yes, you can see that the only real thing in this image is the 1, the 9, and the 1. Everything else is added in, the August, the 8th, and you can also see the original date on top of this, date accepted by RG General, obviously went over, so they also had to fake the date A. Looking at it, you can see all the stuff that's faked. There's different colors. They didn't even match the colors right. The August 8th, 1961, you can clearly see a change in color. The 1 and the 9 are different colors than the 6. It's all fake, but the really interesting part is somewhere out there, there is a real birth certificate. It's clearly a fake. There's no doubt about it. And it's pretty poorly done, too. So whoever faked this was either the most foolish editor ever and mistakenly allowed access to the layers, or they were a pure genius and they were trying to expose Obama, and well, here it is. I mean, anyone can go download this and check it for themselves. Everything checks out. It's clearly a fake.
This is a demonstration that Obama is not the president of a democracy. His team are made up of Zionists and Wall Street fat cats. We are also greatly distracted from the genocide of Palestine, which rulers of the West are funding to create the terrorist state of Israel.
U.S. House appropriators have pushed funding for Israeli missile defense programs to its highest level ever, with $422.7 million now slated for the year 2011. Last week, the U.S. House Appropriations Subcommittee on Defense added $95.7 million to the original White House funding request, according to sources closest to the panel. The package is more than twice as much as last year's total and adds up to nearly $1 billion in aid to joint U.S.-Israel missile programs in the past 4 years.
A small symbol of resistance, only minutes before it's crushed with deadly force. Their protest is interrupted. A 20-year-old man has been shot. Palestinians say an Israeli patrol on the other side of the fence fired on them. Carried out, the man later dies in hospital.
These are non-violent demonstrations against the Israeli imposition of the buffer zone. The buffer zone is a 300-meter no-go zone in which the Israelis say they can shoot anyone in this area. But it annexes Palestinian farmland, it annexes land where Palestinians live and work.
Muslim Palestinians are getting killed by Western-funded, Zionist, terrorists. The same Western Zionist terrorists who blew up the Twin Towers and put Obama into power. And on May the 1st, perhaps one of the bigger lies, has been pushed forward: bin Laden has apparently been killed. It's very likely bin Laden died over 6 years ago, of kidney failure. He was treated by an American hospital in Pakistan, back in 2001. Benazir Bhutto, the ex-president of Pakistan, claimed on national television that bin Laden had died. Benazir Bhutto was later shot. Here is a news clip from back in 2002.
The military was often there to help before 9/11.
There were reports that Pakistani intelligence had helped the Taliban buy dialysis machines. And the rumor was that these were wanted for Osama bin Laden.
It was Pakistan's President Musharraf who said in public what many suspected, that bin Laden suffers from kidney disease, saying he thinks bin Laden may be near death. His evidence, watching this most recent video showing a pale and haggard bin Laden, his left hand never moving. Bush administration officials admit they don't know if bin Laden is sick or even dead.
The Illuminati are precise, with numerology and, also symbology. Let's take a look at some important dates. May 1, 1776, the Bavarian Illuminati was established. May 1, 1945, Hitler was confirmed dead. May 1, 2011, bin Laden was confirmed dead. March 19, 2003, U.S. invades Iraq. March 19, 2011, U.S. invades Libya. On April 29, Hitler got married. On April 29, Prince William also got married. Another, very important issue, the EU have now banned the use of herbal medicines, which will bankrupt many companies and affect the lives of millions. Implementers of the New World Order want us to be dependent upon their vaccines and medicines, along with the drinks and foods which contain endless amounts of chemicals. It has been proven that cancer, and other diseases do, actually have natural cures for which the pharmaceutical industry can't patent, and thus make profits. I don't have time to discuss this now but invite you to do your own research. The New World Order is being implemented right under our noses. We are constantly lied to on a daily basis. Take a look at these new images of chemtrails being sprayed above England. They are spraying chemicals into the air, all around the world.
Sunday 24th of March. Happy Easter from the geoengineers. It's not even 7 o'clock in the morning yet. Been out since 6 o'clock, photographing wildlife and stuff like that. There we go. Rain and dust.
Notice how particles from the trails are actually falling out the sky. Thank you for watching the Daily Dose of Deception. Wake up to the New World Order and don't believe anything the mainstream media tells you. Please visit us at www.conspiracy.me.